This is Plant-Based Briefing. As a radiation oncologist suffering from IBD, discovering plant-based nutrition has changed my life. By Isabelle Valliere, MD, at forksoverknives.com. I'm Marian Erickson, and this is the Plant-Based Podcast where I curate, get permission, and narrate a variety of articles on plant-based and vegan living in about 10 minutes or less every weekday, and I'm pleased to have permission from Forks Over Knives to share their content. They have so much great information on their website. They have a meal planner, they have cooking courses, they have a gazillion recipes, lots of great articles, and they have these success stories which are so inspirational and motivational. They also have the Forks Over Knives documentary that you can watch for free on their website. You can also find it on YouTube, and I highly recommend that as well if you haven't seen that one. So now let's get to today's plant-based briefing. As a radiation oncologist suffering from IBD, discovering plant-based nutrition has changed my life. By Isabelle Valliere, MD, at forksoverknives.com. I grew up eating an omnivorous diet with a lot of dairy products. I drank a few glasses of milk a day for quote-unquote strong bones. I also regularly ate chicken, fish, and a little bit of red meat. I continued eating that way when I left the family house to live on my own. Later, when I got pregnant with my son, I made sure to add lots of fruits and vegetables to my diet, but I kept eating plenty of meat and dairy too. In 2005, a few weeks after giving birth to my son, I was diagnosed with ulcerative colitis, a form of inflammatory bowel disease, or IBD. It was a challenging time becoming a new mother and suffering from painful symptoms. I was exhausted. On a mission to find answers. I'm a radiation oncologist, and patients often ask me what lifestyle changes they can make to improve cancer outcomes and quality of life. 4 years ago, on a quest to find answers for them, I was researching complementary therapies and came across the China study by T. Colin Campbell, PhD. After that, I read articles and listened to podcasts about plant-based diets. I could not believe all the evidence connecting plant-based nutrition with better quality of life, better cancer outcomes, and decreased risk of multiple diseases. I was sold. I switched my diet overnight and convinced my husband to join me. I was also enrolled in the Plant-Based Nutrition Certificate program through eCornell. Full of energy, free of IBD symptoms. It's been 4 years since my plant-based awakening. I've never looked back. Honestly, the hardest part of this lifestyle change has been to forgive myself for not doing it sooner. Since changing my diet, I've not suffered a significant recurrence of ulcerative colitis. I am completely asymptomatic. I wonder sometimes if I might be cured. My skin is better too. I used to suffer from rosacea, but I've had no episodes since changing my diet. I'm very active physically. I run, cycle, spin, do yoga, walk, and hike. I feel so energized. My husband has stuck with this lifestyle and is feeling good as well. We eat overnight oats every morning. I love to make bowls with sweet potatoes, tofu, and spicy peanut sauce. He makes a great vegan chili that we serve with avocados. Delicious. We enjoy snacking on baked kale chips, crispy chickpeas, and hummus with carrots and celery. I love apples too. I don't miss any of the foods I used to eat. Encouraging others to eat more plants. In the beginning, I found it hard to have to explain our diet to our extended family, and going out to eat was a challenge. We have now found many restaurants with excellent options, and our family is more open and understanding. Our niece even adopted a plant-based diet after spending a few weeks with us. On top of transforming my health, this lifestyle has completely changed my approach with patients. I discuss nutrition with each of them and encourage them to introduce more plants into their diets and, ideally, to adopt a completely plant-based diet. I find they're more receptive than you might expect. I am so happy about my decision to go plant-based. I feel very good. You just listened to As a Radiation Oncologist Suffering from IBD, Discovering Plant-Based Nutrition Has Changed My Life by Isabelle Valliere, MD, at forksoverknives.com. And I'm your host, Marian Erickson. I love these success stories. This is a great one too, coming from a doctor, medical doctor, because as you know, if you're a regular listener, doctors are not taught nutrition in medical school. They may be taught a very tiny amount, something like 20 minutes of nutrition in their entire medical school training. But not surprisingly, people look up to their doctors and think they are the experts, when in fact, they're usually far from that. In this case, she did become the expert. She did the research, and then she was able to educate her patients. And if you want to listen to a couple episodes relating to that, I'll link these in the show notes, but check out 271, Doctors Don't Learn Nutrition in Med School. Here's how that affects you. And $3.96, a registered dietitian's professional and personal journey to whole food plant-based nutrition. You can also check out Dr. Michael Clapper's initiative, Moving Medicine Forward. That's at drclapper.com, and that's spelled DOCTORKLAPER.com. I'll link that too. And if you'd like to hear some other episodes about IBD, Crohn's, colitis, I'll link these as well in the show notes, but check out 75, Healing Ulcerative Colitis with a Plant-Based Diet. 99, The Best Diet for Crohn's Disease Treatment. 556, The Best Diet for Ulcerative Colitis Treatment. And 771, Keeping Crohn's Disease in Check with a Whole Food Plant-Based Diet. So please share this episode with anyone who might benefit, and thanks for listening.